Hi everyone, I'm Mordechai. This is my co-host Daniella. And today on the pod, it's the OC. So going back to high school, the show came out August 5th, 2003. So I was going into 10th grade, I believe. I was starting in a new school. And one of the reasons why the OC had such an impact on me was because it kind of like felt like the new kid, like there was like a new kid coming to town. He was in school, and I mean, I related more to Seth Cohen, because he was like more of like that the like kind of like loner, like kid. He was Jewish. So like there was something so relatable about him, but like the fact that like a new kid was coming to school and like rescuing him, like it was just like there were just so many parallels to like what was going on in my life, from a personal standpoint. And what I loved about it was that like it also had this like weird Hollywood aspect to it, even though it's not at all about that. It felt very like behind the scenesy, like I don't know how to explain it, where it was just like the big houses and like it was just so big. There was just so
The
many things.
lifestyle, like
Yeah, the lifestyle.
lavish, yeah, luxury.
Yeah, and it was just so like, wow, like this really, like I connected with it on some level. Like there was some bigness to it, and from like a television standpoint, it really stuck with me. And honestly, at the time, there was no social media, so it was like your
Yeah.
TV was like your entertainment. Everyone was watching this show. Like it came out that night, and everyone was watching it, and you couldn't even like binge, like you couldn't binge, what am I saying, couldn't record it. Like it wasn't like,
Mm.
maybe if you had a TiVo. I didn't. I just really love how I like so many parallels to it. And also there was like a rescuer aspect to it, where like I felt like, because it was like the new kid and like coming to a new school, it was nice to like see like, oh, maybe there'll be that one person who will come rescue me. I don't know, it was good.
Yeah.
It kind of like it helped me get through,
Yeah.
even though school like was hard at the end of the day. Like this show helped me get through it.
Oh, I love that. And I bet you a lot of people, like a lot of kids felt the same way. I also, so a side note, Mordecai knows this, but I wasn't allowed to watch the OC growing up. So I just started watching it as an adult. And honestly, it's perfect because I am all for like the nostalgia vibes. And so I started watching it and I am like obsessed. It is everything. Like, I was like, I wonder how this is going to be watching it for the first time, like as a millennial. And it's so good. And I love it. And I feel like it pulls in so many of those elements that, I mean, yeah, duh. It's not even, it's so weird. I was thinking about the concept of nostalgia because, like, it's so weird because that was like, I don't even know how to explain it, but that was the feeling. Like, that was how TV shows and movies were made back then. So when you watch a show like that, you're immediately taken back in time. What I was going to say on that note of like, you felt like that show rescued you. I feel like that was Lizzie McGuire for me because like you had Lizzie who was kind of like the outcast and Kate, the popular girl, was always making fun of her and making fun of her outfits and made fun of the fact that like Lizzie had to shop on the clearance rack and wouldn't she like tried to mess with Lizzie's tryout for cheer. So I feel like so many kids watching these shows, they really related to the outcast characters in a way because I feel like a lot of us were outcasts growing up and like we really felt like it, and so it was so meaningful for us. And I am binging the show as fast as I can. I'm only a few episodes in, but I already love that premise, and I love how, first of all, Seth's character is like so fun. And I just watched him in that Netflix show Nobody Wants This. I'm sure that you saw that. And so it is so fun. I love that show, and it's so fun to have seen him in that and then see him so many years younger, but then how Ryan Atwood like comes in and really supports him and like champions him. Anyway, I love the plot and I could see how it would be that for you, and that's so cool.
Yeah, on a side note, I wasn't allowed to watch it either, but I watched it anyways. I like snuck it in. Like my parents were downstairs, like doing the dishes after dinner or something, and I went upstairs, like was just in my parents' room, like turned it on very quietly.
To know, did your parents, when did they catch you? When did they find out?
I think there were like one or two times that they caught me watching. They're like, turn it off. And I'm like, okay. And like, then they left the room and I turned it back on. Or like, and if I missed it, I mean, like, the truth is if I missed an episode, I missed it. Like, there wasn't, couldn't
No.
rewatch it. There were definitely a few episodes that I remember, like, when I watched it, like, years later, I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense now.
It's crazy. Like in the blink of an eye, everything's always available. And then you can rewatch, social media videos over and over again. And it's just a different level. And I think I like how we grew up. I kind of prefer that. It's a little bit like slower. And I think that's pretty cool.
One thing that came out of VOC, which I think is incredible, is Laguna Beach, like the real Orange County came out, yeah, September 20, 2004. So it was like a year after the show, after the OC came out. But like I only watched Laguna Beach in its second season. So I watched it the 2 years later, and there was just something about that like took me like wanting me to go to California. Like I needed like once I saw like the OC, I was like, okay, now I have Laguna Beach. Like this is like something that I have to go and see for myself. So my fam like I kind of pushed my parents like, okay, we have to go on a vacation to LA. Because
Yeah.
I needed to go to LA. Like after watching the OC, after like watching Laguna Beach, like there were just something I needed to go. So we went, I think I want to say after 11th grade, like the summer in 11th grade, we did like a week
Okay.
long trip, and we went to like the Warner Brother lot.
Oh yeah, it's so cool. When I like was living in LA doing acting stuff, I did a lot of gigs there, like background work and stuff,
Oh
because they have like
no.
the big downtown like sets and everything.
Yeah, it's my favorite lot out of all the lots. Like that's my favorite one to go visit whenever I'm in LA because it's the most real because they have the most like on locate like they have the most on locations versus like in set. Like when we were there, I remember. I mean, this is kind of like I guess this was kind of like the first step to me like wanting to do like this whole thing also.
That's so cool. I love that. I do feel like a lot of like our generation, anybody that is in the entertainment industry, I feel like it was born from our generation of entertainment because so many shows, like you were just saying, were centered around LA and Hollywood and this glamorous SoCal lifestyle. So we at home would sit and watch it on the television and then we were like, we want to be a part of that. And I don't know if it's like that anymore, but I can totally relate to you in that. Okay, so that's so fun. So your family went out, you checked it out, and you're like, yes, I love this, and I want to be a part of entertainment somehow.
One of the things that also came out of it, which I think is incredible, actually. I mean, because Seth loved comic books, like
Mm.
that was like that, and back then, comic books were not cool. Like it was not like you. I'm not saying that it wasn't cool in like certain aspects, but like you like in school, it was not considered cool. It was like nerdy or whatever you want to call it, whatever word, whatever adjective you want to use. It wasn't something that people like bragged about or like talked
Yeah.
about. And if you did, it was very like underground and you knew who those people were and those were and that was it. But like you're in it. So like I personally believe that like the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe came about because of Seth Cohen, like because of Josh Schwartz and how he created this like incredible show and like the how we all cared about
Wow.
like certain aspects. I mean, like, we could go into like this scene, the Spider-Man scene, like Spider-Man did come out before, but that was not like MCU canon because it was a Sony movie and it was like
Mm.
not part of the timeline, even though technically now it is, I guess. But yeah, there was that whole scene that I mean with Spider-Man. So I mean, I don't think you got up to it yet, but in season 2 they recreated it.
Oh.
And so like Josh Schwartz, created this character and made it cool. Like he made, like everyone wanted to be like Seth Cohen. Everyone wanted to be Summer Roberts because it was like, oh wow. And they had the song, Champagne Supernova playing in the background. And, it was just like it was so romantic, like the way it was done, and like it was just like on point, and that really like I feel like created this like emergence, let's, Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con, like let's create it. And I really feel like the OC made it what it is.
That is so cool. What a cool parallel that you've drawn. And that's awesome. That is so just interesting to hear and to learn. And yeah, that is so cool. Okay, so what was your favorite episode like of all time in OC history?
Okay, so it's got to be the countdown. And for all those who have not seen the OC, or like for all those who love the OC, like the countdown is my favorite episode because it just like it brings so many feels. There's like, okay, so this scene is basically like, well, let's start at the beginning. He said, "I love you" to Marissa. Take that back. Marissa said, "I love you" to Ryan. Ryan said, "Thank you." Ryan, Marissa invited him to a New Year's party. Ryan said, "No, I don't want to go. I would let's just sit back and watch it at home or whatever." And then Ryan like so Ryan's stuck at home. Kirsten, who plays mom, her sister comes to town and she throws this like massive rager at the house. So Ryan is like stuck at home now trying to clean up her mess. And like cuz he decides at some point that he's like, "You know what? I'm gonna go because I don't want her kissing some Oliver guy because it's Oliver's party." And so I hope this is making sense. I hope I'm like doing it okay. Like I feel like I
No,
feel
I
like
love this.
okay,
It's
okay.
playing in my head, and I have a whole like graph of all of the cast of OC and their pictures and their names in front of me. So my eyes are like bouncing from character to character so I can trace this. I love it.
Okay, okay. And then so finally Ryan like shuts down the party. He manages to get out. There's like 30 minutes left, even though I heard them talking on the OC podcast. They're like, there's no way he could get from like point A to point B like in that amount of time from wherever the party was to from Newport. Like there's no way. But anyways, movie magic, TV magic, whatever you want to call it. He gets to the hotel and then it's like he's on the stairs 10, 9, and then you see like Marissa like looking like, who do I kiss? Am I gonna kiss anyone? Because Summer's like her friend is at this party and she's like, whoever you kiss, that like however you spend New Year's is however you're gonna spend the rest of the year or whatever. 9, 8, 7, 6. And then like Marissa's like looking around, she sees Oliver, Oliver sees her. Oliver was supposed to have a date, but never showed up for whatever reason. You'll find out later in the season. Anyways, so Marissa's like looking at Oliver. Oliver's looking at her. 3, 2. All of a sudden, the door opens up to because he's in a hotel. Opens up. Ryan runs in. The song, "Roll the Dice," and you know that one, right?
I don't. I'm so lame. I'm gonna have to look it up after.
Anyways, so then Ryan comes in, one, and immediately like they kiss. Like Ryan comes in, Marissa sees him, and she's like, "Oh, wow!" Like, and then they kiss. It's New Year's, they kiss, and then of course, what does he say? "I love you." And then the whole scene is just like it's just like one of those things where it's just like, I want that. I want to be Marissa. I want to be in that situation where it's like, oh my God, like someone, so like, I guess there's like a rescue theme at, like with that whole thing. It just like, yeah, there's something about it that I'm just like, yeah, I love that.
It's like the quintessential 2000s like damsel in distress. Will they, won't
Yeah.
they? Or yeah, will they, won't they? Who's she gonna choose? Like who's gonna come save the day? Almost it kind of was reminding me like as you're describing it of like Cinderella story and like she's Hilary Duff is like under the crystal ball and she's like who is going to be, my Prince Charming that's here. And then the guy Terry is there and she's like disappointed. And then Chad Michael Murray comes in and like swoops in and saves the day. Anyway, oh my gosh. Okay. That sounds like such a fun episode. I'm seriously so excited to keep watching the show.
And you're not that far from what you told me. So it's coming up soon. It's in the first season.
What I was really blown away by is like a newer OC fan was how many people that are so iconic to this day have been on the show. Like, and obviously I'm still on season 1, so I don't know when these characters come in, but I saw that like Olivia Wilde, Chris Pratt, Alan Dale, Shailene Woodley, so many people. I know like Paris Hilton made an appearance, Lucy Hale. Yeah, so there's just so many people. And then of course like the core cast, like Chris Carmack, like everybody has gone on to do like big things. Peter Gallagher, I personally know him like who he is to me. And by personally, I do not mean personally. In New Girl, he plays the teacher that Jess ends up dating, or like the principal or the teacher. Yeah. And so like for me, I was like, oh my gosh, to see him younger, that's crazy. So anyway, yeah, like just as a new OC fan, I was like, wow, this show launched a lot of careers.
I mean, Adam Brody, Rachel
Yeah.
Bilspan, Misha Barton, Ben McKenzie, the core four, like it's just incredible. So going on like Olivia Wilde, like I think what's so fascinating, one of the things I found so fascinating was that she was up for the role of Misha Barton. I think they said she was like too tough, like for the role. I think they said they needed someone more, I forgot the word they used. Um,
Like more soft. I feel like Olivia Wilde has like a edginess to her.
exactly. And then they ended up dating on this show, which was actually really fun.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to keep watching. And I'm still thinking about like that is so interesting that you said Olivia Wilde was originally up for the role of Marissa, because Misha Barton does have a very girl next door vibe to her, where I feel like Olivia Wilde is like a bombshell. Like I just picture like edgy and heat and spice. And so I do like it's crazy how casting plays such a big part, and how Marissa would have been a whole different character
Yeah.
100% if Olivia would have played her instead of Misha. But like, that's so fun to even just like think about. But I love Misha. Like, it couldn't have been anybody but Misha, because that's just,
And you know what I love? I watched the pilot last night to prepare for today a little bit more. And what I love is like there's one scene where Marissa's like looking out at the water and as they're coming back from the boat. And it reminded me of like a Romeo and Juliet where like she's on the balcony, but she's looking out at the balcony and like she's looking at Ryan and and like what's going on outside of her.
yeah.
Which I thought was like such an interesting thing looking at it. There were so many things when I listened to the OC podcast like that, like I found so fascinating. Like the pool was like this deep or whatever. It's very strange, but it's like so fascinating to me.
We have to talk about the music in the show because obviously it played such a big part.
Yeah, the music was incredible. Like there were certain songs like now like when they come up like on my playlist or whatever, it just like brings back a memory. Maybe I'm Amazed by Gem was a really good one. That one was in the season 1 finale. Flying High in there in the season finale. Paint the Silence with Ryan and Marissa on the Ferris wheel. Roll the Dice, which I mentioned was by the New Year's. Well, of course, you have to mention Hide and Seek, which was the season 2 finale when Marissa shoots Trey. And then, oh, and just as a side note, that song was actually like kind of, they used that song again in Love Victor season 2, episode 1. It was kind of like a Zed type version. Like, I don't know this artist. His name is Don Diablo. He was the one who like created the mix. It's a great mix. I mean, like, I love Hide and Seek Imogen Heap's version, but like he like does it and I don't know what he does with it. Then you got the season 3 finale with Speeding Cars, also by Imogen Heap. And then of course Hallelujah with that Imogen Heap um does like a cover of in the finale. I love the song Inside Your Head by Eberg, which is in one of the episodes that Caitlin throws like a party in season 4. Caitlin and Marissa's sister. Champagne Supernova, which we talked about, was the Spider-Man scene in season 2. And I know this is like season 3 is a very like controversial season because it's like so there were like many people didn't like it, and especially the Johnny character. At the funeral, there's one song that I absolutely love. It's called For the Windows in Paradise for the Featherless. It's called, and I loved it. And then one of my favorite things in the finale is the scene when Summer says goodbye to Seth because she's going away, and she's like, "You're my destiny, Colin," and he's like, "Go save the world, Summer Robert." But that's it. That's all I want to say. Nothing to do with music, but it was just like it's just like when I was like going through this music list, like I was like remembering certain scenes that I was like, "Oh my God!" Like, yes.
Okay, so we are kind of running out of time. Let's do this rapid fire style. So I'm going to ask you. So, first and favorites. Are you ready?
Totally ready.
Okay, first memory watching the OC. First ever memory.
Oh, that's a good question. I I mean, what I said at the beginning, the only thing I really remember is just sitting on my parents' bed. They had this really like small TV, and I remember just watching it. I couldn't tell you what episode or whatever, but like that's what I remember the most.
Yeah, and having the volume really low so that they wouldn't hear you. Favorite character to root for?
Ryan.
Yeah, totally. Favorite character that you love to hate?
Love to hate. Oh, Volchak.
First moment that made you go, wait, this show is different.
Probably, I mean, I always did, but like the first, like I think the first time it actually like hit me was the Marissa Alex storyline when with the two of them. Olivia Wilde character. Yeah.
I haven't gotten there yet. When is that? Season 2? Or no?
Two. Yeah.
Season 2. Okay. I guess, yeah, a quick masterclass moment I think would be something that we can all learn from this show is that so many of these actors are still acting today. And this was 2 decades ago now. And I think that that is really inspiring and really cool because especially in the entertainment industry, like jobs can be so one-offs. Like you're only as good as your last job is something that I've heard somebody say in the entertainment industry. And it can be stressful to keep your career going because you book something and you film it and it's amazing. But then you often have to audition for the next show, or even if you're so good that you're not auditioning anymore, you still have to wait for that next offer. And so I think a masterclass moment that we could all learn from this show is to just be inspired that it is possible to have an acting career that can last over 2 decades. And it is, I don't know, I think that that's really cool and really inspiring just to know that it can be done. And sometimes it just helps to look at somebody else's roadmap and be like, okay, well, if she did it, I can do it. If he did it, like I could do it, you know? So I think that's something that's really inspiring.
And then yeah, and then also like this Josh Schwartz was the this is I don't know if it applies till to this day, but at the time he was the youngest writer for network television. I believe he was 28 and he was like one of the youngest writers ever in the business to write for television. And then him and Stephanie Savage, what they go on to do, Gossip Girl. I mean, like that's yeah. So like it's and then they also did that Marvel Runaways. Okay, so I'm doing the sign off today.
Yeah.
I hope let's see if I do this. If I do good, you guys tell me. Okay, so follow us, rate us, download us, stream us, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the things. Follow us, do your thing, comment, please comment. Want those comments. We love you. You're a fan. If you love the OC, tell us like if we should do another episode on the OC because I love the OC and I could talk about it more and more. Lizzie McGuire, we're definitely gonna be talking about Lizzie McGuire again because we always talk about Lizzie McGuire. That's what I gotta say to you. So please follow, rate, whatever, all the things.
Totally. And let us know in the comments what other shows that you want us to talk about because we are here for it. So thank you guys for listening. And this has been the Young Entertainment Podcast.